Hi everyone, welcome back. So in this series of 5 to 10 videos, I will be covering the ES6 features which you will be using in the React and Angular 2.0 applications. I mean, this is the next generation JavaScript, and the future applications you will be writing with Angular, like Angular 2.0, React, or any other framework that will be using the ES6 features. So ES6 is nothing but ES 2015 ECMAScript 6. So before going through the deep dive inside the React or Angular 2.0 training, I want to create some videos on the ES6. What are the new features? And you should be familiar with these different features because we will be using that while writing the Angular 2.0 code, like arrow functions, modules, classes, import export, and the lat constant. Then we have a generators, iterables. So a lot of things are there. So we will talk one by one about each and every topic. Then we can go ahead with the our React deep dive, and because React code you can write with the ES5 also, with the ES6 also. Angular 2.0 code you can write with the ES6 and TypeScript. So you should be familiar with the ES6. You can also write with the ES5 code, Angular 2.0 code, but it's not suggested. Okay, so let's talk about what is a support. So currently ES6 is not supported by our browsers, only we are supporting the ES5. So it will take some time our browsers to support the ES6 functionality, like spread operator, rest parameter, default functions, for loops, object literals, and a lot of things are there. Okay, so how we can run our application which is written in the ES6? We already talked about that. We have a transpilers. So there are a lot of transpilers available which are transpiling the ES6 to the ES5. So Babel and Tracer is one of them. You can also use a TypeScript as a transpiler. Now, what are the new things which are available with the ES6? So I will just quickly go through what are all the new different things which we are going to talk about. Lat and const. So this is just a new way of declaring the variables. Then we have a destructuring. Destructuring is assignment syntax. We will be extracting the data out from an array. So inside that you can see this O is assigned with the P and Q, and now you can assign this object to directly. So P will be assigned with the 42 and Q will be assigned to the true. So here what we are doing, from this O object we are extracting the informations and assigning to this P and Q, and directly Q, if you can do console log P and Q, you will get the values. So this is called destructuring. It can be divided into the array destructuring. If you are doing the destructuring or extracting the information from an array, then it would be array destructuring. Otherwise, if we are doing that with the object, then that will be object destructuring. What we are doing here, earlier what we used to do was 1 equal to 4, 0th index, first index, 2 index. Okay, but now using the array destructuring, you can just write it like this: 1 2 3 assigned to the 4. So 1 will get value 1, 2 will get value 2, 3 will get value 3. So there are different ways of writing the destructuring is there. Function related, what are the new improvements? So in the functions, now we have a default parameter. So if you want to initialize something with some default value, you can do it on the call itself, like timeout equal to 2000, which is a default value. Or so if you are not overriding that value while calling this function, then this timeout value will remain 2000 milliseconds. Then we have a rest parameter. Whenever you want to pass, whenever you want your function is taking the multiple argument of same type, then you can use these rest parameters. Rest parameters are used in the function definition, where you are defining the function. And similarly, spread operator, which we are using while calling that function. So it is being denoted by the 3 dots. It means 3 dots are representing the array format. So whenever you are passing like values is equal to array, okay, I want to pass that into this function. So I can write triple dot value. So triple dot is representing the variable argument input. Okay, then we talk about the object related. What are the new stuff are there? So object shorthand you can use. Earlier we were writing the object, creating the object like this, but now you can return the object something like this. No need to, if the key and values assignee and assigner value is same, then you can just write it with the comma separated. No need to write a complete JSON. Similarly, function shorthand, earlier we were writing like this is an object you are creating the function. Cname is an anonymous function, so you can directly write cname. only to use a function keyword. Similarly, our other change are arrow functions. So this is one of the important change which we are using in every example. So our functions, whatever functions we are writing, that can be replaced by the arrow functions now. So this function keyword will not be there. If it is taking a single argument, then you can write it directly like this, values. So if it is taking a single argument, then you can write it like this. This is the argument which you are passing in the function, and the function's boundary is replaced with this arrow. Okay, so this function can be written something like this. I have already have a separate playlist for the ES6. So if you want to go into the details of each and every feature, you can take a look there. Okay, so if you don't have any argument, you need to specify this braces, empty braces. If you have multiple argument, then you need to specify it like this. If you have one single line output from that function, then no need to write a return statement into that. Just write arrow functions and this is my output. Okay, then we talked about what is the use of the arrow functions, because it is providing the lexical scope binding. We will talk about that, how it is providing the lexical scope binding whenever you are doing a nested call, whenever we are using the nested callbacks. Then modules. So there are different modules available in the JavaScript, asynchronous, AMD, CommonJS module, UMD module. So how the modules are working, because we are importing, exporting, we are requiring using the required JS, common JS modules, AMD modules. A lot of modules are there. Okay, so those are actually the predefined modules which you are using in the application, but you can also create a local modules, something like this. This is the module which you have created. Now how to import this? So you are importing something like this, square and diag from lib. Okay, so this is how we are importing the module, exporting from one place and then importing that to another place. So this also can be written in the different way, like if you have only single entity, then you can do export default, then you can import it. So, and if there are multiple things you are importing from a class, then you can put alias and put import star as alias lib, so you can access all those functions using lib. Here we are importing only square and diag from that library. Default export, if there is only single entity, then you can do a export default function. So you can import it like this, import x from that file name. So now this x is representing this default function, this anonymous function. Then we talk about the ES6 classes. Now ES6 is having the classes, and whatever you are writing inside the React component with the ES6 and Angular component. So a component is nothing but a ES6 class. So this is where we are using the ES6 features, because in the React component is being represented by the ES6 class. Similar in the Angular 2.2, we are writing a class for each and everything, for creating services, filters, pipes. Everything is being represented by the ES6 class, and every React component in the React will be represented by the ES6 class. So all those features like passing the argument in the constructor, initializing the class, inheriting, and all those features are same. Whatever you know about the inheritance, declaring the classes, initializing the object, extending a classes. So if you are familiar with the object oriented technology, then it is very easy for you. Then we will talk about the template, string, maps and sets, weak map, then iterator, generators, and then promises. So this is an important topic. So follow along with me. We are going to talk about all these things. Thanks everyone.